Hi everyone, I'm Mary with Mary Gridley News. Thank you for joining me. At 10:27 a.m. Japan time, there was a magnitude 6.6 that USGS revised to a magnitude 6.8. On Geoscope, they said it was a magnitude 6.9. Here's the Japan meteorological webpage that shows the intensity and where it was felt in different locations. Over here on the right is the intensity scale. You can see that it was between 5 and 6. Let me zoom back in on this. Yeah, above 5 point. They say it was a 6.6. They also say it was 60 kilometers in depth, which would be about 37 miles below sea level. All earthquakes are measured from the average of sea level. USGS have it at almost 30 miles in depth, 29.9 miles below sea level. 221 people reportedly felt this earthquake and reported it to Did You Feel It USGS. As I stated, Geoscope said it was a magnitude 6.9. This was a thrust earthquake where we got pressure from one plate pushing against another, and it actually rides up over the other plate. Here you can see the Pacific plate actually slid up over the plate there in Japan. On the opposite side of Japan is the Sea of Japan. Now, in comparison, the great earthquake that they had in 2011 there in Japan, a 9.1, that was only 18 miles in depth. And we all know about the subsequent tsunami and, the damage to the nuclear power plant. Let me show you the moment tensor ball because it is so much like the one that we are having today. First wave of the earthquake came from the east. Tension was applied, going west a little north. See that little sliver along the edge there? That is the same as the moment tensor ball that is being showed today on Geoscope. I copied it and made it larger for you. Going back to the moment tensor ball on USGS for the 2011 earthquake. Right now, USGS does not have a moment tensor ball. There's been some aftershocks, nothing very significant, in the magnitude 3 or slightly greater. Here's the location using Google Earth of the 2011 9.1 earthquake. Thrust faults have been the site of some of the world's largest earthquakes, such as the 2011 earthquake there off the coast of Japan, which damaged the Fukushima nuclear power plant. They occur in weak areas of the Earth's crust, where one slab of rock compressed against another, sliding up and over it during the earthquake. The first wave of the earthquake came from the northeast. Tension went northwest, a depth of 29 kilometers. This is the 2011. But it's so similar, other than the magnitude of today's earthquake. Thrust fault earthquakes generally occur when two slabs of rock press against one another. The pressure overcomes the friction holding them in place. It has been long assumed that at shallow depths, the plates would just slide against one another for short distances without opening. However, researchers investigating the 2011 earthquake found that not only did the fault slip at shallow depths, it did so by 50 meters, which is about 164 feet. That huge motion, which occurred just offshore, triggered a tsunami that caused damage to facilities along the coast of Japan. A team of scientists figured that the earthquake ruptured, propagated up the fault, and once it reached near the surface, it caused one slab of rock to twist away from the other, opening a gap, and momentarily removed any frictions between the walls. This allowed it to slip 50 meters. Again, that's about 164 feet, and this occurred at supersonic speeds. Alright, so after this earthquake, there was another one. This was a magnitude 3.6, again, about the same location. Japan's Meteorological Survey figures it was about 50 kilometers in depth. The next earthquake was a 3.1. That was kind of in the northern area of the island. There, you can see it there. That was shallow, only 10 kilometers in depth. So that would be about 6.2 miles. Over here, right there, is the location of that 6.8 earthquake. The next earthquake that they have is off the same location of the 6.8 or 6.6. That was a magnitude 3.8. Again, very deep, 50 kilometers in depth. So that would be about 31 miles in depth. The next earthquake would be a 3.3. Let me pull this out so you can see. Again, off the northern coast of Japan, 30 kilometers in depth. So that would be about 19 miles in depth. And then the next earthquake, off the same location of the 6.8 or 6.9 or 6.6, that was a 3.5. That one was about 31 miles in depth. And then I think that's the last one they have reported. Yes, it is. So they're all basically along this trench, this subduction zone. I marked them out here on Google Earth. We got the 3.1, the 3.3, and they didn't give the exact coordinates for these other ones, so I just kind of guessed where the map was showing the location of them. Some of the felt reports on EMSE: longer horizontal sway plus major shake, and I'm not going to try and pronounce it. Now that was 297 kilometers southwest. So that would be about 187 miles. Another one says slow shaking for 7 seconds. No damage. They were 334 kilometers southwest. So that would be about 207 miles away. Long one, but mild. Yeah, they were seeing that one's 334 kilometers. Again, 207 miles away. I'm all tongue-tied here. I'm still working on my first cup of coffee. Another one says was wakened by the subtle, but rather long swaying, about 10 seconds. Rather noticeable shake for 20 seconds. TV was swaying. Yeah, they're a long ways away from where it occurred. Closer to the center. It says they are safe. Now that one, the closest one report, they got 71 kilometers. So that would be about 44 miles. And I also knew how long. I wish they'd tell me how close they were. Seeing it gets farther and farther away. I wish there was reports closer. Now, felt reports on USGS. We have a large cluster down here. That's close to Chimba. Yeah, I don't know why there was more reports there. Then maybe their power was cut off. I have not heard reports of that. But we got, 7 from there, 9 from there, 2 from there, 1 from there, 1 from there. And we'll go back down over here. 2 there, 16 there, 3 there, 19 there. Seeing the tension was actually applied more so going northwest. So that's all I have for you right now. Any thoughts or comments or questions, please put them down below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Please stay safe, and I'll talk to you later. God bless you all. Bye.